Hey there, everybody. It's Transnetman here with another episode of TLT live matches. This time with the top 16 here versus APW, also known as MalMoonsault on Showdown. We'll be starting with LC, and the tiers we're playing today will be OU, UU, RU, Ubers, and LC. Well, we may not be playing them all, but if we do get to all the tiers, that is what we will be playing. So let's just accept this game, and we'll get started. All right. Okay, so right off the bat, we see, I see Grookey. Grookey's going to be really annoying. I do like the matchup here for Arkin. Arkin does do a lot of damage if we get the chance to get off some attacks. So I do like that. I want to see the Mianfu calc for Arkin. Dual wing beat here. Does 72 to 109. So okay, we don't want to lead Arkin, but we will have we are going to be looking for an opportunity to get it in and try to get some damage. So I want to lead here with Mianfu probably, or Staryu is also pretty good. Most likely he's going to lead with his Mianfu. I think Mianfu is generally a safe play, but Volibee is also a possibility. So let's just go Mianfu. And yeah, we're going to go with the standard LC double Mianfu lead. Let's just go for the fake out here. In terms of which of our Mianfus is more important, I think I have a pretty good matchup versus Mianfu, so his is probably not that important. Mine is also probably not that important. He also has a pretty good matchup versus Mianfu. Grookey is the only one that may need to get... Grookey and Onyx are the only ones that may need to get checked by that, but considering I have Mudbray, Staryu for Onyx, it's not that big of a deal. Grookey could be troublesome though, so we may want to try to keep Mianfu a little bit healthier, but let's just click Fake Out here. Okay, so we see there's nothing going on there. We have the option here to U-turn, or we can just go for the high jump kick or knockoff. Knockoff means that mons like Staryu and Mudbray no longer get checked by Mianfu. So I think going for the knockoff is relatively safe. Yeah, I think this is fine. We don't want to let Spritzy get knocked here because it's going to be our primary check to Volibee. Okay, so based off these first few turns, my assumption is that he's most likely going to be slow, considering that the chance of him losing 2 speed ties is actually relatively okay. It's there's only a 25% chance that he loses both speed ties, so it's more likely that he's slow than that he lost 2 speed ties. So let's just go for the high jump kick, and we'll force him to make a play. Oh my god. That's so bad. That's so bad. Ah. For real? This sucks so much. Okay, so there's no item revealed on Diglett here. That's really fucking bad. We want to keep Volibee healthy as possible, so let's go Medbray here. Oh my god. I feel like we just lost. We would be in such a good position if that didn't happen. Yeah, we just want to get up rocks here. If we get rocks up, then at least Staryu can do some stuff. Maybe. Heavy Slam is also pretty safe, but I think we want to go for rocks. Now we don't have a sleep sack either, so we're going to be forced to use oh shit. Forced to use Volibee to check Fungus. Let's go for the Heavy Slam here. This is relatively safe. Okay. And then let's just Heavy Slam again. And let's Heavy Slam again. Do I want to just heavy slam, or I can go for rocks again? Let's just heavy slam. Let's rocks. Oh wait, this is a mistake. Now you can knock. That was a mistake. I should have just heavy slammed. Oh my god, and I'm pretty sure this is a high roll too. That Braver did so much. Let's just go Spritzy. Let's Min Blast. I think we lose. Oh my god. Oh. High jump kick miss was terrible. Okay, so we do get to keep up rocks at least. But we're in a really, really bad spot. We don't have a good way of dealing with this Grookey. If we can somehow remove Onyx, then we're in a really good spot, but yeah. Alright, let me calc Arkin versus Grookey. I think I did set this up so that we live a Grassy Glide. Yeah, we do live a Grassy Glide. So Arkin could actually be huge here if we can set up the correct situation from this position. Because we have Aqua Tail here on Arkin, so if we can get the Aqua Tail off onto the Onyx, then what we can actually do is set up a position where Volibee wins in the endgame. Okay, so Fingus. Let's just Psychic. We don't actually want Volibee to take extra damage here. And then let's just Psychic again. Do kind of wish we were Covet here, but that's fine. I think Psychic is fine here. Alright, let's go into Arkin. And then let's click Heat Wave, I guess. Because I don't want to click... If I Wing Beat and then he goes Onyx, then we probably are in a really bad spot. So let's just Heat Wave. All my moves are inaccurate, so this is about the best we can do. Considering it's not Life Orb Diglett, I think we live a Rock Slide. I want to say we do. Let's see. Yeah, we do live a Rock Slide, I think. Unless that's like Choice Band or something. Okay, so he does go to Onyx. Let's Aqua Tail. Let me calc how much this does first. Sorry. Onyx, LC weak armor. Let's go for Aqua Tail. Yeah, it does KO. So we just need to win the tie. Yes, let's go. Let's go. Alright. Alright, now we're just in a really commanding position. Extremely commanding position from here. Arkin, absolutely huge. I just needed to win that one tie, and it was in a huge position because it OHKOs the rest of his mons as well. So he's gonna have to give up a lot to be able to come back from this position. Because now he has to give up the Diglett basically to be able to check me, and then from that position, yeah, we basically win. As long as we hit our moves. As long as we hit our moves. We're in a really good spot here. And we also have Scarf Volibee in the back, which is going to be really big. So, okay, let me... yeah, let's just click Aqua Tail. No flinch, no flinch, no flinch, no flinch, no flinch, no flinch, no flinch. Nice. Nice! All right. Yeah, basically, we're in a really good spot here now. I think we're almost guaranteed to win as long as we hit this wing beat. If he goes for Swords Dance and we hit wing beat, then we win. If he goes for a Grassy Glide, actually it doesn't matter whether or not we hit. We just need to hit one of the two wing beats. So I think we're in a really good spot here. Okay, so he goes for Grassy Glide. Okay. Okay, yep. And then let's just wing beat again. And then let's just go Volibee. And yeah, we won from this position. The high jump kick miss really sucked, but we did get the Aqua Tail, or sorry, we didn't miss at all with Arkin, and we got the speed tie, which is huge. So, yeah, we'll take it. I was a little bit closer than I would have liked, because if I did lose that speed tie, then I actually did lose. Okay, unless he clicked Stealth Rocks on that turn. If he did click Stealth Rocks, that's a different story. But I had to go for the speed tie because there wasn't going to be a better position that I could go for from that spot. Because if I go like say if I go Staryu there, then the Grookey is going to come in, and the next time Grookey comes in, I basically lose. So I basically had to go for it on that turn because I need to set up the Volibee for the end game. Since Arkin does do a lot of work, but it can't beat both the Diglett and the Grookey. So yeah. All right, Uber's next. Sounds good. So in Ubers, I decided to build a really HO heavy team, as you can see here. I think it's probably my best bet here because I didn't really want to play standard. I tried a few games of just playing standard. I felt like probably my best bet was just to go for some HO style. I could play standard in the future, but considering I have no Ubers games on record, I think most likely he's just going to bring solid. So I just wanted to bring something that can beat a lot of solid stuff as long as I play cleanly. So let's do that. And yeah, basically what we expected here. So I didn't. I think a lot of these mons are kind of exactly how I would, exactly as I would expect that he would bring. So we do have a relatively okay matchup here. I want to see what the game plan, I guess, is here. Is probably related to like Groudon or Rayquaza really doing a lot of work here. We probably want to have Groudon. If Groudon can KO like Zygarde, for example, then we have Rayquaza free to basically kill the rest. So between these three physical attackers, Groudon, Rayquaza, and Necrozma, we should be able to clean up some amount of kills and win with one of these three. I think that will be the goal here. Since all of these three mons will have like the same checks on this team, so like they have to all be checked by like Necrozma, Zygarde, Yveltal. So between these three mons, it should be able to be one. So let's go into Mew to start. And I think we want spikes this game instead of stealth rocks if I can only pick one. Okay, so here's the game plan. Okay, so let me check. Let me check. What is that mon called? Calyrex. Calyrex Ghost Showdown usage 658. 328. So I think at -2 it's at shit. 657. So how does it work when it's paired? It's rounded down. Oh, para. Okay, so it would be a speed tie if we go for the Thunder Wave. If it's timid, Scarf. I think we're willing to take that because I don't think that it's that big of a deal. So we're going to go for the Thunder Wave. I think if we don't get the spikes, it's not the end of the world, although it's pretty bad. Although it is pretty bad, I think it's not the end of the world if we go for the spikes here. If we don't get spikes here. It is the end of the world if we miss this Thunder Wave. Okay, we don't. So let's go for the spikes now. Okay, we do get it. That's really good. Let's go into Mars Shadow. I think Mars Shadow is probably the one that pressures the most here. Also considering that if it's Scarf, it's probably the only one that outspeeds. So let's not risk anything here. Let's go for Spectral Thief. Okay. So this is Max Fizz Def Xerneas, it looks like. So let's go into Necrozma. It's gonna click Thunder Wave. Okay. Let's Rock Polish. Okay. Then let's Sunsteel. Okay, let's Rock Polish again. And then Swords Dance. Okay. Swords Dance again. Okay. Sunsteel. Okay, got rid of the Zygarde. That's really good. So Zern is boots, it looks like. 379. Okay, yeah, so this never outspeeds. Okay, so it's leftovers here. That means it's not Scarf, which is really good. So let's go for the Shadow Snake. Let's try to keep... should we try to keep Marshadow? I don't think we have to, even. If we just go for CC, it's pretty good here. Because then we can set up either of these mons in the back to win. Yeah, let's go for CC. Because what I'm afraid of is actually knockoff here, because if he knocks off Zern, then I'm not in a great spot. Let's go for CC. Okay, so it's foul play, not knockoff. So I could go into... Okay, I should calc this, actually. Let's see, Xerneas. Let's go max defense. Defense... Bold, I guess. That's bold, and then let's calc it versus Marshadow. Spectral Thief does 30 to 36, so yeah, it is max defense. Let's go Groudon here. Uber Showdown usage. We want Life Orb, and we are Adamant. Oops, Adamant. Precipice Blades does 67 to 80. So, okay, it does KO. Oh, wait, no, not adaptability. Nope. Don't want to fuck that up. Okay, so it does 50 to 60 here. So it doesn't KO here. So clicking Rock Polish is not good enough here. How do I want to do this then? Because if we go Rayquaza and we Dragon Dance, then he's just going to kill us. So probably our best option is just to go Zern. We can just Geo, I guess, with Zern. That seems not bad. Okay, let's do that. Let's Geo. Yeah, so now we're basically setting up for a position where Groudon can get one set up here, and then we're probably in a good spot. Versus Necrozma, for example, I don't think Necrozma can do enough to. Um, okay, so let's just go for Moonblast. Okay, I mean, we can go for Focus Blast. Let's go for another Focus Blast. Okay, so it's Boots Necrozma. Let's just go for Moonblast here. If, let's see. Shit, wait. Okay, so if he does kill me here. Oh, okay, we got the crit. Should I go for Focus Blast? Okay, let me just calc versus Necrozma. Necrozma, Duskmane, Uber, Stealth Rocks. I think it's this set. Let's just make sure. Modest, +2 on a crit. The Moonblast does 79 to 93 without a crit. It's 53 to 62. Focus Blast, yeah, I mean, let's just go for... we can go for Focus Blast. If we hit, then we win. Sure. Yeah, if we hit, then we win. Wait, do we? Actually, I'm not sure if that's true. I'm not sure if that's true, actually. Okay. Well, that's a really lucky crit then. We take it. He's gonna go Yveltal here. Probably. Almost certainly, actually. Okay, so then let's check the calc here. Groudon, Uber, Showdown usage versus Calyrex, Uber, Showdown usage. Astral Barrage does 74 to 88, so that's actually good enough. We should always win as long as... wait, no, he can sub. Okay, so actually it's not. Okay, sure. Yeah, let's go Groudon. Oh, shit. We can lose if we miss. Do I Rock Polish first? I think we always Rock Polish first, right? So then he can't double, like, he can't just spam sub. Okay, and then if we hit, we win. Okay. Yeah, we got really lucky with that crit. I think we probably are fine still in that end game. Considering Groudon does so much work here, because basically if I don't get that crit, then we're going to be in on Groudon versus Necrozma at the end. And I don't know what his Necrozma set is, but I don't think his Necrozma can actually do anything to my Groudon. So what I can do is I just set up Rock Polish, and then no matter what comes in at that point, then I just kill it. If he like just Moonlights again and he's at full life, then I just Swords Dance, and then he can't really do anything. Or if he knocks off, for example. So then if I'm at Double Dance and with Groudon, then as long as I hit all my moves, I probably win anyway. So it probably doesn't matter. That said, it's still a bit lucky for me because he didn't have Sucker Punch. But yeah, I think it probably didn't matter in the end. Um, okay, so let's challenge OU next. I decided in the end just to use this team again because I was playing around with some other stuff, but it didn't feel good enough. So I decided in the end that this was probably my best bet. Um, but yeah, this is the team that I brought. I think I've brought it in a few different weeks. At least one week I did bring it, but yeah, we're gonna go with Tornadus lead here. Tornadus is gonna be in a really good spot as long as I can keep it healthy. So let's just go with the lead Tornadus. But yeah, I was playing around with some versions of hyper offense and some other forms of balance, but in the end, I couldn't come up with something that was solid enough versus like enough stuff. Especially like Urshifu was kind of giving me a lot of trouble, so I decided that um, it wasn't really worth it to try to explore different stuff, and I kind of ran out of time at the end, so I wasn't able to get another solid team that I was happy with. Um, so because of that, I decided just to go with this team again, um, which I'm very comfortable with. I think I'm like pretty sure that basically regardless of the matchup, I'd be able to at least make it competitive. So decided just to bring this team. Okay, so it's Toxic Swampert. We're completely fine with that actually, because the one advantage actually that Toxicing the Torn gives me is now he won't be able to use Spore on it. So it gives me kind of a pseudo Amoonguss counter here, which is something that's pretty nice. So we're just going to U-turn here and go into our Rillaboom. If he goes and sets rocks, that's completely fine with me. We still have Boots on Torn, so not really a huge deal. And then we can defog them away once Spectrier comes in. So I think the goal of his team is the double ghost to be able to abuse or like try to get some value out of that. But I do have some of the better checks to that stuff, so I'm not too worried about these two. Dragapult is a little bit more worrying to me because I do have kind of a Dragapult weakness considering my Spectrier check is Hydreigon. So we have to use some kind of clever methods, I guess, to be able to check it, but we'll figure some stuff out. So let's just U-turn here on the Amoonguss. Technically, if it's a eject button, it kind of sucks for us, but I don't think we care that much otherwise. Okay, yeah, it's going to be a Rocky Helmet. It's gonna click Spore. Like I said before, this gives us like a pseudo counter, so pretty nice. So let's just U-turn again, and then let's go into Buzzwole actually. Oh wait, he clicked Toxic. Okay. Buzzwole is actually really unimportant in this matchup though, because it actually doesn't check anything. Let's just go for the close combat. The only thing it's useful for in this matchup is just going to be for helmet chip and then getting damage down on some mons. So yeah, we got the helmet chip here on Swampert. Swampert's now low enough that it's going to die to some whatever other stuff that happens here. So if it is Dragapult that comes in here, we probably want to go Slowking first And what that will do is it will allow us to, okay, yeah, so it's going to be Spectrier first. Yep, that was a little bit of lag. Let's go Hydreigon. He might Wisp here, but that's completely fine. Okay, yeah, let's just Dark Pulse. Yeah, he's going to Wisp me. It's completely fine. So now I have the option to double to Torn, which is pretty good. I think or double to Swampert. I think getting Swampert in and getting the rocks up early or Toxicking the Mandy is pretty good, so let's do that. Let's just Toxic here. Okay, it's gonna go Amingus probably. Okay. Let's go Torn again. Torn pressure is super hard here, so we're gonna be in a good spot anytime we can get Torn in. Okay, Sludge Bomb, that's fine. Let's knock off. If he decides to go, if he decides to stay in, then we can just U-turn out after this. Yeah, we can just U-turn out here. We want to just keep Torn high health as much as possible. That's going to be basically the goal of a lot of this early part of the game. So let's go Swampert here. We want to invite in Amingus because, once again, if he decides to go into Amingus, then we can go into Torn relatively free. And Torn actually will take a lot of these other Pokemon's hits okay as well. Actually, let's calc Spectrier versus Torn. Spectrier, OU sub versus Tornadus. OU pivot. And Hex will, yeah, Hex won't do that much. Even if we assume max special attack, which they don't always run, yeah, we can take the hit. 80, yeah, I mean, maybe not, but... Okay, versus Spectrier. Okay, so we have a few options. We can flip turn into the sub. We can set up the rocks here. I like setting up rocks. Okay, let's actually calc versus Hydreigon. Hydreigon, OU Defog. I actually run a bulkier spread than this, so let me check what my spread is, just to make sure. Team Builder, Future Sight Abuse. This is, yeah, it's 252 and then 24. Spadef. So Hex does, yeah, Hex does nothing. So if we're burned, burn, oh, it's not burn drive, burned. Hex does 31 to 37. So yeah, I think, I actually don't know what they run last. If they run Nasty Plot, I guess it could be an issue. Let's just Stealth Rocks though. Okay, so he decides to Wisp instead of, okay, that's kind of interesting considering that I had a free into Hydreigon, but it's fine. And then let's just flip turn. And the flip turn there was just to cover some potential options. We'll go for the Dark Pulse. He's probably Shadow Ball last, considering that's what they generally run. But I'll just Roost here. Okay, and then we can go Swampert. Okay, U-turn instead of Defog, which is kind of interesting. So our intermediate goal here is going to be to knock Mandy. Mandy is kind of troublesome for this team because it's really hard for me to actually be able to KO the Mandy. Okay, so here the Dragapult reveals no lefties, no boots, so I'm going to assume that it's most likely going to be Specs. Let's go into Slowking here. He's going to click Hex. Let's go for the Psyshock. Okay, I have a few options actually. I can go for the Psyshock, I can go for the Future Sight. I think Psyshock is better here because, well, okay, Future Sight means that I can most likely get a Toxic off on Mandy, which is actually pretty good. No, it's not. I won't be able to do that because I won't, if I Future Sight, yeah, so let's just Psyshock. Okay, so if I predict him to go Heatran here, then I can go for Future Sight. If I think he's gonna stay in and just click Hex, then Psyshock is better. So let's just go for the Psyshock. Yeah, we got a lot of big damage down on the Dragapult. That's pretty good. So let's go into Hydreigon here. And then let's just roost up. We want to stay high health as much as possible. And then let's go into Buzzwole here. Buzzwole is kind of going to be our designated sack here, and then we want to use it to have us put damage down on the Mandy as much as possible. So he's probably going to go for U-turn there because it's free pivot. So yeah, let's just take advantage of that. Let's go into Hydreigon on the Spectrier. Let's just Roost. Yeah, seems pretty good here. Oh, okay, he's actually going to go for the taunt. That's actually a good play. I did not know they always ran that, but yeah, it is a good play. Let's go into Torn here. Let's see what he decides to go into. Dragapult, okay. And then let's just sack our Buzzwole here and use that sack up here. Okay, and then let's go into Hydreigon. Now that since we got the Psyshock on, his Dragapult's on a timer, so we're in a pretty good spot. Considering Buzzwole was the least important member of my team, I was like already basically the first time I sent it out, I already knew that it was not going to be able to do very much. Versus Double Ghost plus none of these mons were necessary for Dragapult or for Buzzwole to check. So because of that, we didn't really need it at any point in this game. Basically, the most value you could get out of it was getting that helmet, a few turns of helmet chip in, which was basically good enough. So yeah, let's go into Torn again. And then let's knock off on this. Yeah, let's knock off on this. Okay, so Dragapult's gonna come out. I think Rillaboom is pretty safe. It does give him an extra turn of we could either go Rillaboom or we could give up the Slowking here. I think Slowking is actually slightly better. Okay, so he's gonna go for the Draco. We are gonna drop to that. Let's go into Swampert, and then let's get Rocks back up. Okay, let's go Torn here. Okay, he's gonna go Mandy. Let's U-turn into Swampert. Let's go for the Toxic. Let's go back into Torn. I don't think we need to make the play first. Okay. Okay, so now we have a few options. We can Hurricane, we can knock off, we can U-turn. All of them are not bad. All of them are not bad. Knockoff is the safe. Okay, I'm just gonna click Hurricane. Let's do U-turn. U-turn, U-turn, U-turn. Let's go Hydreigon. Let's just Roost. Let's go Swampert. It does feel a little bit like we're bleeding out here, but hopefully it's not too much of an issue. That's rocks. Let's go Torn. Oh, actually, that was a bad play. That was a bad play. That was a bad play. We'll see if he's going to leverage his Dragapult right now. Go Heatran, okay. Let's just U-turn into Hydra. Let's go for the Roost. Let's go Swampert again. Let's just Rocks. Okay, so we're at a crossroads here. We can go for the Toxic here, or we can just go for Torn. Let's go Torn. Okay, and a Knock. Okay, that's really good. Let's go for the U-turn. Now his Heatran's also on a timer. And then let's go Hydra. Okay. Let's just Dark Pulse. And then let's go Swampert. And then let's go... okay. I have the option to Toxic, or I have the option to go Torn. Let's just go Torn. So we're probably not on... right now, we're probably not clocking the Mandy's Roosts. Most likely, it's going to be not... it's Foul Play last, considering he's not clicking Knockoff. Considering if it was Knockoff, he probably would have tried to knock the Swampert at some point. But yeah, since it's U-turns, probably Foul Play last. Okay, so he is going to leverage his thing here. So we have the option here just to use our Rillaboom. I think that's what we want to do. It's going to click Draco. Okay. Let's go Torn. Let's just click U-turn. Hydreigon. Let's Dark Pulse. Yeah, the Rillaboom Grassy Terrain really helps him out here, but not much you can do. Considering Rillaboom probably can't beat this Amoonguss Mandibuzz core in the end, and we already got the knockoff here, so it's probably better just to... Oh. Wait, why into this? Just Dark Pulse. Let's Roost. Let's go Swampert. We're probably not going to be able to beat this Mandibuzz, it looks like. It's looking pretty rough here. Spectrier, Hydreigon. How many Roosts do we have? We still have 10 Roosts. We're good on that front. Hex, let's just Dark Pulse. We can go for the Dark Pulse flinch here. We can also Roost. I think we're just going to Roost. Let's go Swampert. Yeah, the Mandy's probably going to win here. Defog. Stealth Rocks. There's no reason for him to click anything else other than U-turn here. Yeah, I think we have to Rocks. Oh my god. If I Toxiced... Alright, that's GG. That's GG. Unless we can get lucky. Okay. That does constitute getting lucky. Okay, that's not good enough. Yeah, that's not good enough. Alright. Yeah, Mandy a little bit annoying for this team. Also the double ghosts, so unfortunate, but partially my fault. I could have played better here. I made a few wrong reads. If I got the Toxic on the Mandy very early on in the game, then we could have won this, but yeah, we made a few wrong reads, and then he was able to play correctly to play around them. The K-3 Sabbath series is also happening right now, so I'll watch that later after this one ends, but alright, let's go and challenge. Let's go for Yu-Yu. I think UU and RU are I'm pretty solid in. Both of those tiers I feel pretty good about. So I mean, we'll see how well they go. But personally, I don't really have too much. I think both of those tiers I feel pretty good about. So yeah. We'll see how both of these tiers go, but I think in terms of prep, I probably spent more time in the UU and RU than in any of the other tiers. Ubers as well, I spent a good amount of time in, and I had a good idea of what I want to do for Ubers as well. OU actually, despite OU being probably one of my best tiers right now, I actually haven't had like a good inspiration for building, so I haven't been able to actually come up with some good teams. So a lot of these OU teams that I've been bringing, I've been less confident in, and so I've had a really bad record in OU. Okay. So good luck, have fun. All right, so let's game plan versus this. We're most likely, since it's Reuniclus, there's two possibilities for what this Reuni could be. It's either going to be Regen AV, or it could be the other set, which is probably the scary one here. We do have Jirachi with Trick to deal with that. All right, Seismitoad does wall my Rotom, but I do have Toxic on it for that. Likely he's going to be leading Jirachi here, so let's prepare for Jirachi lead and Salamence lead are probably the two likely ones here. So let's just go ahead and lead with Tangrowth. I think if he does lead with... yeah, okay, so the Jirachi is most likely Scarf on this team. From what I can tell, it's probably Scarf on this. It's probably... okay, yeah, because it's defensive Seismitoad. Okay. So let's just go for the knockoff. Or do I just want to go... No, let's just go for the knockoff. We could keep him honest with the Giga Drain, but Okay, whatever. That's fine. Let's just knock off again, I guess. And then let's go prim. Okay, Hurricane comes out. It does like nothing. Let's Scald. Let's see what he goes into here. I'm kind of curious. Okay, so it does go into the Bulu. Scald does 13. It could get the burn. That's really good. Does it reveal its item? It does not reveal its item. Let's go into our Tangrowth here. If we can Toxic, the Toxic Mence is pretty good here. Okay, yeah, let's just go back into Prim. Doesn't matter. The good thing about Prim here is that he's not going to be able to gain very much ground versus Prim, no matter what, because like with the grassy terrain stuff. Let's just go for the Moonblast. Okay, does 32, so we can actually calc this. Now that we do enough damage here. This one. We're 12. Primarina. Okay, whatever. Let's go 12 Moonblast versus Tapu Bulu. Spadef. I think this is the set. Moonblast does. Okay, yeah, so it's probably a lot invested. It's invested a lot in Spadef. So let's go Tangrowth. Synthesis. We can either Sleep Powder or we can Toxic. I think both are pretty good options. Toxic is pretty good here. Let's just go for that. Yeah, Toxic is pretty good here. So it's probably Boots on Bulu. So it's Synth. Horn Leech is almost guaranteed. The other two... Oh, what the fuck? Okay, let's go... what the fuck? Okay, good thing I didn't switch in Como, because I was actually thinking about going Como here, since I knew it was Spadef, but apparently he's running fucking D-Gleam on it, which, it's definitely very questionable. Wait, then does it even have a way of beating Prim? It might just lose to my Prim. Like, I probably can just stall it out of Synthesis. And just hit it enough. Or at least it's possible. Okay. Let's just Toxic here. If we Toxic the Mence, it's great. If we Toxic the Seismitoad, it's also great. There's Draco. Okay, so that means there's no Defog. What do I want to go into here? Let's just go Prim. I do wish I had Pain Split here, but it probably won't matter too much in the end. So considering that he hasn't gone out into his Reuni yet, I do think that the Reuni is probably the Magic Guard CM variant, which is something that I have to watch out for in the endgame. I do basically just want to keep the Jirachi Scarf here. So I want to keep Jirachi healthy and make sure it still has its Scarf so that I can trick away the Scarf onto it. And if we can do that, then we'll be in a good spot. So yeah. Okay, Prim. Let's go into... actually, let's just Moonblast. Okay, I'm gonna force him to reveal what his Bulu's other moves are, because like as of right now, with just D-Gleam, it can't beat Prim. Okay, so it is Horn Liege, which actually doesn't really beat Prim, but yeah, let's go into Jirachi. We just want to try to deny the Bulu healing. It looks like Prim is probably going to be like the primary. I don't want to say breaker because it's a defensive mon, but it's probably going to be putting in a lot of work in this game. So he's going to go Celesteela. Let's U-turn. Like I said before, we want to keep the. We do want to keep the Scarf here on Rachi for as long as possible. So we'll probably just go Komodo probably to absorb the Leech Seed. Like it could be offensive here, which would be really bad for me, but considering how easily he just switched it in, it's probably not. Okay, so yeah, it's defensive. So it's I'll just assume that it's the standard defensive set with Leech Seed. Leech Seed, Heavy Slam, Flamethrower, Protect. So let's just get Rocks up here for Komo. Yeah, let's just Rocks, and then we'll pivot around. And then let's Toxic this thing. That's more important here than like a little bit of health. Okay, so knock off, that's fine. Let's go Tangrowth. And knock off again, that's completely fine with me. Do I just want to knock? Knock is pretty good here. Okay, that's fine. Let's go Prim. It's gonna Roost, that's fine. Let's go for the Main Blast. Do we want to just Scald? Scald is pretty good too. Let's just Main Blast. This Bulu is a little bit troublesome, especially because I let the Rotom take a bunch of damage, but it should be fine. Rotom pressures pretty hard here, if I want to just go Rotom. I think Rotom is pretty good. Synth, okay. Let's click Overheat. Okay. I mean, I can just Volt. Yeah, I guess I can just Volt. And that means we get Latios in for free. Which is huge, because Latios does huge damage here. Question is what I want to click. I can click T-Bolt. T-Bolt is pretty good. Wait, let me calc to make sure, just before I do this. So Rotom did 28 with Overheat, right? So Rotom, Heat, UU Pivot versus Salamence, UU Special Attacker, and it has to be faster than me. And since I'm a lot of speed, so it probably means that he's max speed. So how much does the Overheat do? Okay, it probably is no bulk. So let's check Latios. UU offensive. We have Life Orb, and then let's check how much Thunderbolt does. Thunderbolt does 41 to 48. So I'll just assume that it KOs. Okay, that's huge here. It's huge damage. And then we're gonna go Tangrowth to deny the Leech Seed. Actually, let's just Thunderbolt again. Or we can Mystical Fire. Let's just Thunderbolt again. He doesn't know I'm not he doesn't know I'm not roost last, so this is pretty safe that he's going to go for the Leech Seed. Let's go into Tangrowth. We just want to deny him the double Leech Seed here. Okay, he's going to go for the Protect. I can knock off or I can go Rotom Heat. Let's go Rotom Heat. So he basically took Celesteela out of the game here as long as he doesn't Leech Seed here. Okay, he's going to Protect. Let's Overheat. So it's gonna, as long as we play cleanly here towards the end, it's gonna be pretty hard for him to bring the Celesteela back into the game without a Healing Wish from Jirachi. And if he does Healing Wish with Jirachi, that's completely fine with us as well. So yeah, okay, we got rid of the Ment now, which is pretty good, I would say. See what he decides to go into here. Okay, Seismitoad comes out. Not too surprising. Let's go into Tangrowth. It's probably going to set up the rocks. Yeah, that's fine. Most of our mons have boots anyway, so, or not most of our mons. I think Rotom has boots anyway, and then Tangrowth has regen, so it's not a huge deal. Let's go for the knock. Let's Giga Drain, I guess. If he's willing to give this up, then I'll take it. Okay, fine. Shit. Maybe I should have just Sleep Powdered. Let's knock off. Do we want to give up Tangrowth? Considering how low this Seismitoad is, I think we should be willing to give up Tangrowth here. Let's just knock. Alright, we do get the roll too. That's pretty nice. So now Celesteela is out of the game. That's pretty good for me. Let's go Jirachi here. Okay, and I'm willing to just click Iron Head. Considering his Iron Head switch in is Seismitoad, or like Seismitoad or Jirachi. Okay. So the Jirachi reveals no item as well. Or doesn't reveal its item yet. Let's just Iron Head. Let's just Iron Head. Okay, so it's also Scarf. That is basically what we wanted to get out of that. Let's just Iron Head. Oh shit. Didn't KO. Okay, no burn, that's fine. Okay, so it's Grassy Seed here. Let's go Rotom Heat and then Volt Switch into Jirachi. I think that's how we want to do this. Volt Switch. Then let's go back into Jirachi. Then let's Trick. If he decides to go into his own Rachi, it's completely fine. It's not a huge deal. He's gonna go Tapu Bulu. Okay, that's fine as well. Let's just Iron Head. Flinch, nice. Iron Head. Okay. Okay, our best play is just to go for this Iron Head sequence. Alright, well, we got really lucky, so we'll take it. Okay, and then we'll just Trick here. Oof. Okay, we won. All right. Yeah. Well, good games. Mostly the luck happened in Ubers. I don't think the one in Ubers mattered too much. The LC, I didn't really get lucky. Honestly, the high jump kicking miss was huge. The win in OU was pretty solid from him. Like no luck on either side, I would say. And then this one I got pretty lucky um, with the flinches on Reuniclus. However, I think most likely the chance of something like this happening, where I get a sequence of, I think you need 2 flinches basically in a row. In the sequence is actually relatively high with Jirachi because of um, just the nature of how it works. With like the fact that I needed 4, I think it was 4 here because was only because of grassy terrain being up. So um, in a regular sequence, I would only need 2, I believe, or 3 maybe, for me to actually win. Which the chance of that happening is relatively high throughout the course of however many I can fish for. And as you can see, he actually got like 6 on me with his Jirachi. So you can see like obviously anecdotal evidence, but yeah. Most likely we are in a winning position from there. From like this position onwards, I believe we are most likely going to be winning. Considering basically how Jirachi, like with Jirachi's functions, you basically only need basically 3 out of 5 or so flinches, which is actually 60%, which is the exact flinch chance of Jirachi. So most of the time, I think you do win from this position, especially because you're not only going to get 1 opportunity to go for that. It's actually you'll probably get like 3 or 4 or maybe 5 opportunities in this position to go for the flinch. So actually, most of the time, you probably win this position with Jirachi versus Reuniclus, unless you get relatively unlucky, as far as I understand. Obviously, my math could be a little bit wrong here, but I think actually Jirachi is favored to win here most of the time. So yeah. That's about it for this round. Thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you guys again in the round of 8, top 8. This was a pretty good matchup. Pretty exciting games, I think. The LC, I was a little bit tilted right from the beginning with the high jump kick miss. I'm not gonna lie. You probably heard it a little bit as well when this high jump kick miss happened. I was absolutely tilted. But we did manage to pull this one back, partially because APW actually misplayed pretty heavily here, giving up the Volibee, giving up the Fungus HP here, allowing me to get the free in on Archeon. And then, as well as me winning the speed tie versus Onyx was huge. Basically, from this position versus Archeon versus these 3, I was basically guaranteed to win. The Mianfu was most likely slow already, considering what happened earlier in the game. And so from this position, it seemed very likely that we would be winning from here, since there was not much he could do to be able to prevent the Archeon from just getting a lot of kills. And with the Scarf Volibee in the back, actually basically any Volibee set in the back would have been good enough to basically win this. So yeah. Basically, the turning point of this game was the Aqua Tail on Onyx. And then in Ubers, we did get pretty lucky with the Moonblast miss, but I basically covered why that probably wouldn't have mattered in the long run. The important part was actually that Necrozma was able to break this Zygarde here, and because I didn't actually get parried within these paras, which is 1, 2, 3, 4. I got pretty lucky for not getting parried here. Not getting parried within those like 4 or 5 attacks was pretty crucial. And because of that, I was able to convert that lead into something really good. So I was able to take these safe plays from here, take the KO there. With Xerneas, I was able to hit my Focus Blasts. So I would say that most of the luck actually didn't come really from that crit. Considering that even actually if I didn't win with Xerneas from this position, I'd probably win with Groudon. It was mostly that I didn't get parried, and killing the Zygarde was more crucial in terms of my overall game plan than like hitting those and was more crucial to my overall game plan than actually that crit on Necrozma. And then as well as hitting those focus blasts on Blissey, allowing me to get a free setup opportunity was also pretty crucial. So yeah, from this position, we were pretty much winning without the Sucker Punch on Zygarde as well. Or sorry, not Zygarde, Yveltal. And then, yeah, we did hit our Precipice Blades, which is pretty nice as well. So we didn't miss our moves, which is basically the lucky part. Although the obvious part is that we did get the crit, which is pretty lucky. It's actually the bigger part was that we were able to hit all our moves and not get paired, which was very lucky on our part. And then in OU, it was a very solid game on his part. Managed to convert a lot of those early advantages into wins with that, with the taunt Spectrier. Managed to status a lot of my mons. Me letting Swampert get statused with the Wisp was actually a pretty big mistake. If we had gone for the Toxic on Spectrier instead on that turn, then we would have been in a pretty good spot. Or actually, not even taunt. If I had just gone into my Hydreigon, it would have been a pretty good position as well for me. Going for that Stealth Rocks was pretty greedy. If I had read this correctly and gone into Hydreigon, this was a pretty big turning point. Because you probably wouldn't have gotten another opportunity to Wisp my Swampert. And then if my Swampert had remained unstatused for the rest of the game, then it would have accumulated probably like 40% from just Mandibuzz. Like whenever Mandibuzz switched in, I would be able to take that hit more comfortably, and then I would be able to pressure more with like Toxics or other things. But because I was put on a timer with the Wisp plus U-turns, the Swampert was basically doomed after that turn, which is a huge mistake from my part. Slash wrong read slash greedy, like all of those things kind of combined. If I had Toxic the Spectrier, that also would have been good enough. But yeah, definitely going for the rocks there was probably wrong. So the game was mostly lost from that position. From here on out, he made some good plays to kind of convert some of those leads. And from there, I kind of just bled out. There were like probably the big turning points here towards the end of the game was that I wasn't able to Toxic the Mandibuzz. I had like one opportunity to Toxic it, which I didn't choose to, or like I wasn't able to convert on. If I did put that Mandibuzz on a timer, I probably could have still won this game. If I was actually able to catch that Mandy with the Toxic on one of these earlier turns, then I probably could have still won. But yeah, other than that, he was able to convert the leads pretty cleanly into the end game after those two pretty crucial turns of me not being able to Toxic the Mandy and me letting my Swampert getting whisked. And then basically he played very cleanly, safely, I guess, to convert those leads in the end. In the UU game, I was considering actually going for that Giga Drain turn 1. You heard me, Shrek even Monis kind of thing. But yeah, basically we were able to play pretty cleanly here. We got the Scald Burn turn 1, which is pretty lucky, as well as being able to get the flinches later on in the game. But yeah, Primarina was going to be a huge issue for him, as well as getting this sequence correct with the Latios was pretty crucial towards my victory. I probably shouldn't have let Rotom get so weakened. I could have just gone into my Prim and kind of like reset the situation and then just go for something again later. But I ended up like kind of rushing it a little bit, which ended up being fine in the long run. We managed to take down the Salamence, and then kind of correctly did the sequence with Tangrowth versus Celesteela, and then in this part we went for the correct plays here, including getting the trick off here, and then we got the lucky kind of ending here with the Iron Heads. So yeah, pretty good games overall. I hope you guys enjoyed those. And if you did, leave a like. I would really appreciate that. And if you haven't already, please subscribe. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, I hope to see you guys in the next episode of TLT Recap and Analysis, which will be happening in tomorrow or tonight. Going over all of the games and Other than that, I'll probably see you guys in the next live TLT game for top 8. So yeah, thank you guys for watching.